interactive, real-time. Players can play against each other anywhere in the world. They play for fish coins to move up the leaderboard in their region to be able to win some prizes. Let's take a look. Whenever you go fishing, all you do is open up the fish coin app. Make sure you have enough fish coins in your fish coin wallet. If not, you can choose from any of the fish coin packages. Once you've done this, you can click on Active Maps and search for any active players anywhere in the world. You can click on them to see their profile and stats. From here, you can send them a game request. Now all you need to do is set up the game. Choose how many fish coins you want to play for, then send request. This will notify the player with a sound, and that player can choose to accept or decline the game request. The player accepted, and now you have a 1 hour fishing competition between each other for the fish coin prize pot. When you catch a fish, take a picture of that fish, and this will give you a fish score in fish coins, and a bonus for small, medium or large. The opponent will get a notification whenever a fish has been caught. All fish caught during the game are scored accordingly. The last 10 minutes of the game, all fish scores are worth double fish coins. At the end of the game, the player with the most fish coin score wins the prize pot. And can share it on any social media platform. Welcome to the new fish coin game. All right, g'day guys, welcome back to Fly Fish Live Sector 2. We are now into the semi-finals, and today's match, we have an absolute ripper coming up. It's Dave COUGHLAN up against Mark Driver. Now, Dave yesterday fished against Shawnee and pulled 41 fish. And in Mark's last game, he scored 39 fish. So scores, they've been catching a lot of fish. And this one's going to be really, really interesting. Let's have a look at the results from round 2. So these are the results from round 2. We've got, after 8 games, there's 487 fish caught, and there is 4 games left. So on our guessing comp, that's where we stand in 487 fish, 4 games left, and you could be the lucky winner of that Fly Fish Live Cap. But next, so the finals draw. We've got the finals draw. So the 2 winners from today's match will go through to the grand final, first and second playoff, and the 2 losers will come up against each other for that 3rd position to head to the world final. So today, a lot of pressure on today. We have a special next match. Next match we've got Sean Maher up against Tom O'Connor. Now that one's going to be an absolute ripper as well. That's at 2:30 Irish Standard Time. So stick around for that. We've got a short break after this match, and then we've got Sean Maher up against Tom O'Connor. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Give us a follow, and don't miss out. Well, today we have a special guest with us in the commentary box, one of Northern Ireland's favourites. It's Andrew Sloan. Let's cross over to Andrew now. G'day, Andrew. How are you, mate?
I'm not too bad, Josh. How are you?
Good, buddy. Well, welcome back. And how's your fishing going up there in the north?
Yeah, we've been getting good fishing this past week or so. The weather fronts have put it off again for us now, but yeah, it's been generally good.
And looking at these 2 guys in this match, Dave COUGHLAN up against Mark Driver. Who's your tip?
I'm edging towards Dave at the moment. I know the 2 of them are down in Cork, so maybe Dave has a wee bit of home advantage. I'm not just sure, so I haven't been speaking to Mark to see has he been doing much practicing on the function or what. But it'll be hard to call. Like the 2 of them are very, very good anglers. They've been hitting big scores the whole tournament, so it should be an interesting match. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right, mate. Well, let's head over to Dave COUGHLAN. Are you there, Dave? Hey, Dave, we'll just get you. Yeah, got you now, mate. How are you, mate? Are you recovered from yesterday?
Just about.
And whereabouts are you fishing today, mate?
Same place, Josh. But I'm just looking at it there now. It's starting to rise, get a bit coloured. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, good luck, buddy. And who's your camera crew again?
Same crew as always.
Same crew. Nice, mate. All right, buddy. We'll let you get off. We'll let you get off and get ready. We'll be with you shortly. Let's cross over to Mark Driver.
Well, Josh, how's things?
G'day, mate. How's your whereabouts are you fishing, bud?
Fishing on the river function as well. I'm probably about maybe 9 or 10 miles lower than Davis, so further downstream.
Nice. And how well do you know this river? Have you fished it a lot?
I've fished a few times for All Ireland's and came down here for a few different days out. So I've a good idea of the water, similar to other rivers nearby me. So I've plenty of practice in waters like this, so I should be okay. I did an hour practice there beforehand. I was getting good numbers, so I'm ready to rock. So
wicked. Well, good luck, mate. And your camera crew, I believe, is Peter.
Yeah, Peter
Driver.
Hi, everybody.
Nice. Welcome back, Peter. All right, Mark.
Thanks, Josh.
We'll let you get off and get ready. We'll be with you very, very shortly.
Yeah, cheers, Josh. Best look, Dave.
Let's just take a quick look at our sponsors. We've got Piscari Fly, Meander Fly Co., Kid Flicks, and Syndicate Fly Fishing, Syndicate EU. So make sure you jump on their social media and their websites, check them out. They've got some great gear. Help these guys out. They give us a hand and make this thing possible. So, all right, let's head back down to the game and get this underway. This is going to be an absolute ripper. Are both competitors ready?
Yeah, we're
All
ready.
ready, Josh.
All right, so I'm going to count down from 5, and then the siren will go, and off you go. All right, let's get going. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Go.
Oh, we're off. All right. Righto, Andrew. These guys on the same river.
Fish
This
on
is
for
gonna be
Mark. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net for Mark. That was a really quick start.
Fish in the net for Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. That was a great start by Mark there. If Dave's got home advantage here.
Fish in the net for Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave.
In the first minute, hopefully it's going to be interesting.
Tell you, it'd be good to see records broken here.
Yeah. Oh, it could happen. It could happen. You know, there's plenty. You can get good numbers in practice and different things, but whenever the time and the place is dictated to you, it's not just as easy. I think Dave was saying there, water's rising and different things, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes over the course of an hour.
Yeah. So when the water's rising, does that make it tougher to catch fish, or is it easier to catch fish when the water's dropping? Or
It's fish where the water rising. I find it tends to knock the fish off. You know, they're sort of, I call them, they're sick really with rising. They'll start to move and move about in the pools and different things, waiting on the water coming. And then as the river starts to drop, then they're moved back into their positions, their feeding positions, and generally fish is a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting dirt and debris and stuff coming down the river as well, so the fish don't like that either.
yeah,
Fish on for Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net for Mark.
Fish in the net for Mark.
Fish in the net. Yeah.
Yep.
Fish on for Dave.
Fish on for Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave. Neck and neck. One person catches one, the next one gets one. We've got Yano Nazco. Best of luck, guys. Alan O'Leary, best of luck, lads. Richie Jordan, tight lines, lads. We've got Robbie over there on YouTube. Mark for the win. He reckons Mark will take this one out. Tom Beecher, best of luck, lads. Good to see Tom after yesterday.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. This is a flying start, isn't it, Mark? Oh, Andrew.
Yeah, it is indeed. Yeah, he's going well here now. He just seems to be like a crease up the middle of the river there. He's working it. So and both Peter and Mark, he's just double nymphing in round the weed, is he, or is it a creasy type water?
Pretty much, Andrew. Yeah, it's just a little kind of a glide here. Fish on for Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. Got it.
Yeah, Andrew. He's just got a little bit of kind of broken riffle water here, where the weeds are kind of just breaking it up a bit. Skinny enough now, but there's a few nice little gravel pockets, and he's just picking out fish out of those little gravel pockets with 2 small beads, really.
Yeah, yeah.
That's nice now. River's in fantastic condition here. Sun is kind of just about to break through. The rain has stopped. Like if you could pick ideal conditions.
That's the conditions you want. Yeah, oh, that's good. And Tony, Dave, he's sort of staying about like it's just down the edge of that run.
Yeah, he's just finishing down that run there. But like I said,
The water's a little bit higher than it was yesterday.
Yeah. Is
Bit
that
more
is
colour
that
coming
the
up with-
is that nearly the same beat of water you're on, or just further up or downstream?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to be fishing up along.
Mark, move. Fish on for Mark. Fish gone.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish gone.
Fish gone. Bugger. I wonder if these drop fish, they getting inside your head, Andrew? This sort of a match.
It can do, but you're always going forward. You have to accept in a match you're always going to drop fish. So you drop an odd one here and there, it's okay. If you have 3 or 4 in the bounce, it maybe starts to play a wee bit.
Would you to ease your mind there? Would you change your hooks, or if
I would
you
check.
drop three-
If I drop 3 or 4 in a row, I would check my hooks. You know, that's quick flick in, take a look, and away you go. You know, it could just be that's the way it happens. Sometimes the fish, if they take quick, whenever the flies just hit the water, you can just
Fish
prick
on
them
for
in the eye.
Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net for Mark. Score is
Yeah.
2-5 to Mark's favour, and there's 54 minutes left.
Yeah, Mark
Great.
is just going.
Great to see. It's actually great to see both fishermen in the same river.
I think it's the only river down this side of the country that actually is fishable today.
Yeah. We've got Tony Regan is asking, where's Mark fishing? They're actually fishing on the same river, Tony, both on the function. Yeah. And they're maybe 8 to 10 miles apart. I think Mark's downstream, isn't he, Pete?
Yeah, Mark's
Yeah.
downstream about 8 miles.
I do believe you had a comp there yesterday, Andrew. Come out on tops. Congrats on that, mate.
Oh, yeah, it's just a local club competition. So come out on top of the fish. It's biggest fish, so it's about 40 centimeters. And Mark, my brother, he was second with another good fish, and another lad.
5-2 to you. Take your time, you're all right. One cast in there,
river
Mark,
was-
then move on.
The river was dropping, coming off a flood, so it actually fished really well. So it's a small spate river, local Lagan. It's a small spate river, so it relies on waters. But I was hoping to go again today, but I think the rain is pot paid it again.
You guys having a great time with the rain over there at the minute.
Yeah.
This will make it very interesting. The winner will cement their spot into the world
Keep
final of this match, and they will also go on to play for first and second, and in the grand final. And the loser will actually get another chance to try and get to the world final, as they'll come up against the losing competitor from the next match to try and steal that third spot for the world final in May next year. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, well, that's the good thing. Them guys, they've got you get a second chance, so you're able to fight it out. I know Mark he'd be really wanting to get to it, with the finals being on the knower. It's if you always want to be on your home river. So.
Fish on for Mark, fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Hello, Mark.
Let's cross to Dave's camera. See him fishing back in towards the bank there. And Pete, if I can get you just to give your lens a quick wipe. Yeah, legend. Thanks, mate.
That okay, Josh?
Yeah, no, it's good now, mate. Thanks. We've got so their tactic there, Andrew, fishing back, standing in the middle of the river and fishing back towards the bank is.
All right, Mark. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Is that sort of a good way to approach the bank fishing instead of walking up the side of the bank?
Yeah, that's a lot. I would do it a lot myself. I would fish up through the middle of the river and fish in again either bank. You know, the fish tend to lie around features in all our rivers, so they lie parallel tight to the banks. Or as you can see there, and Davey's fishing up in off the side a bit of weed up and underneath the trees. So naturally, the fish are just going to be up around the edge of that.
6-2.
Safe spooking as well.
Okay.
If you're walking,
There's loads of time.
if you're walking up the bank. Tight, and you could be spooking fish up into the ones you're actively trying to target. So you don't want to do that either. Keeping in the middle of the river and just fishing back in is a good way to do it.
Some good little tips. Looking at the waters that both of these guys on. If you were to pick straight up, which one would you go to first? Which area?
I see
Fish on for Mark. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net for Mark.
He's fishing fairly tight. He's coming up in amongst trees and different things there. I prefer down around where Mark is. It looks open, skinnier water and ripply water. That's the type of water I like to fish. So
yeah, we saw Dave.
I don't know the river. I don't know the river, so that's, you know, Dave's place could be a better spot, but it's on the day. You know, it's hard to know. But looking at the video now, I would definitely probably go for Mark's area.
Yeah, we saw Dave yesterday up in amongst the trees. He was
Fish on for Mark. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. It was in real
behind
tight
that tree, Mark.
yesterday.
Focus on that there. That's going to be pretty good.
Fish on for Dave.
Fish on for Dave.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net for Dave. 3-8, and there's 47 minutes left, 50 seconds. Yeah, so yesterday Dave was
47 minutes left, Mark. No time.
Dave was in amongst the trees.
Fish on for Dave.
Fish on for Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave. 4-8. Yeah,
he's found a few down the side there.
Yeah, and that's what happened yesterday. He just cruised up through all the trees and he pulling them out of little pockets.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. Trout, they love features, so that's trees, weeds,
still 47
stone.
minutes, Dave. So
and we got you're nearly always certain there'll be a few landing around it.
Yeah. How about Andrew? What's your approach to competition fishing now when you're practicing? Do you like to get into this 1 power hour and try and see how many you can get? Does that help you with your competitions or?
It does, yeah. I've done
far side river, Mark. Far side.
I've done a lot of it practicing coming up, obviously, to this competition, and I've continued it on. I done quite a lot of it last year whenever I fished the exhibit match with Eamon, and even afterwards. It does learn you. You're taking a specific type of water and targeting to see what you can get out of it. But it does learn you. It definitely does, in my opinion. Even now, if I go for a day's leisure fishing, you're still looking. You're still always sort of looking numbers or how many you can do in an hour. So
good to hear. Good to hear. We've got Robbie here. Go on the drivers. And we've got Michael Callaghan, team driver. And we've got White Rose over there on Twitch. Hi, how you guys doing? Good, White. Nice to see you. Frida.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net for Mark. Score is 4-9. And there is 45.5 minutes left. What sort of setup would you use, Andrew, if this was you looking at these rivers? What sort of setup would you run with?
You hear
You've
me,
got
Josh?
Mark? Yeah, I've got you, mate.
That's okay. Fish on
Yeah,
for
what
Mark.
sort of
Fish in the
fish on
net.
for Mark? Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Yep, fish in the net. Mark's just hit double figures. 4-10.
Yeah.
Neil Hamilton, go on, Mark, on Facebook. We've got Martin Corcoran on YouTube. Is this the River Function, tributary of the Muster Blackwater now, as in live?
Mark,
Yeah, it is,
Mark,
mate.
come in on the inside. Fish out that way, will you?
You can feel the pressure
That's
here.
better, yeah.
Yeah, Dave's not out of it yet. Like there's only 6 fish in it.
Much
You
better.
could just come up in the wee pocket and pick
No,
them.
you has to
net for
weave the
Dave.
fish into that.
Fish in the net for Dave.
There's one for Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen this so many times. Someone blows out, gets a nice little lead, and then straight away the other guys are back or after a few minutes. So anything can happen.
Look at the club. Yeah, you were saying earlier what I would fish in that type of water. I would set up just the very standard way. Nymphing over here is double nymphing, so I'm much the same. But I would tend to use a lot more perdigons and different things, and all variations of bead sizes. I generally don't really fish much over 3 mil beads, so it's 2.3, 2.5, 2.8, 3 mil, just on a variation of sizes. On that, in my opinion, tippet diameter is more important than almost your nymphs. You know, down 0.08, 0.1, I wouldn't go much heavier.
Fish in the net for Dave.
Fish in the net for
What?
Dave. 6-10.
What I did find practicing for this competition and fishing it with the finer tippet and with the smaller fish, if you hit them and get them into the net at the start to spin, you can get tangles very quick. So you sometimes do have to beef the tippet up a wee bit, maybe 0.12 diameter just to do away with that. But
Good. Couple of good tips there.
The last thing you want is every time you put a fish in it, you start to get tangles. So.
There's a good little tip there for those who wanting a crack at Sector 3, which is Sector 3 is coming up in July. So if you want to have a crack at Flyfish Live, just head to www.flyfishlive.com and scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see big green button. Hit that big green button, enter the tournament. We will get back to you straight away. Or if you want to ask any questions, all the rules are on the website. If you want to ask any questions, send me a message on social media or send me an email, josh@flyfishlive.com. The Sector 3. Sorry, you go.
No, that's what I was going to ask there. What countries is for Sector 3, Josh?
Sector 3 is open. We've opened it up. So if you, it doesn't matter where you are, if you think you can want to have a crack, then Sector 3 is open, And yeah, just get in touch with
Fish
us.
on for Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. 6:11. Yeah, so sector 3 is open.
Pushing on up to fast. The slow water, Mark.
And there's competitors coming in. There's from a few different countries, which is great to see. But
There's
get in
Dave.
fast.
Fish rolls just behind you, right behind you. Fish. Into the ditch.
Fish in the
In
net
tight.
for Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave.
Try to get out of it.
Looks a good fish.
Okay, move on.
Yeah, just to let you know, sector 3 is filling up fast. So if you want to get in there, hit us a message or jump on the website and enter, and we will be in touch with you straight away.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Sorry, he dropped.
Dropped
Okay,
in.
Mark, it's all right. Yeah.
And if there's any other competitors that have been in it and want to have another crack and try and get to the world final, you guys are welcome to jump in there as well, just like you, Andrew.
Yeah,
If you want
we'll have to have another go.
if you want to have another crack at it, then if you've already been involved in Series 2,
Fish on for
and you
Mark.
wanna-
Fish
on
in
for
the net.
Mark, Fish in the net. 7:12. Yeah, so if you already have been involved in Series 2 in Sector 1 or 2, and you want to have another crack at it, then get in touch with us. And Sector 3, second chance
Yeah,
to
I'm
get
even
to
having
that
to think
world
about
final.
myself, Josh. I wouldn't mind another. I'm thinking about having another crack at it. I feel I left it behind me in the last match, so you never know. I might even put my name there.
Of course, you'll put your
Look
name in the
out.
hat.
It's great
we
fun, like.
will-
You know, to anybody watching out there, lads, it's some crack. Like we're having some crack at this. It's great camaraderie ship over here. And, you know, in tough old times, like, you know, we're coming out a bit of lockdown, but geez, this is just, you know, for the last 2 months, it's been fantastic. You know, it is a great. And anyone that's serious about competition fishing, my God, this shows you, you know, any little errors you might have or any places you need to improve. It's, you know, I'd urge anyone to get involved. It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. No, 100% right, Peter. That's it. You learn what you learn from competition fishing on this format too. You know, you're
Fish on
always
for
wanting
Mark.
to.
Fish in the
Fish on
net.
for Mark. Fish in the net. 13.
Starting to get a wee bit
What's the
ahead
time,
now, Mark.
Josh?
We have 37 minutes left and 45 seconds. And don't forget, coming up next,
37 minutes left, Mark.
Sean
Doing
Maher
good.
up against Tom O'Connor. That's coming up next, 2:30 p.m. Irish Standard Time. So make sure you stick around for that. There's a short break after this match.
Yeah, that should be a
another.
belter of a match. Both guys are
Should.
fishing well, and yeah, it should be a really good match.
Yeah, they've been very, very even scores throughout the whole competition, so should be good.
Yeah.
Alan O'Leary. We've got Wesley, go on Mark. Neil Hamilton, go on Mark. We've got John Luca, go on Young Bull. Speaking of Young Bull, we better mention.
I think we're going to have to. I think we're going to have to rename him after this competition and call him Bull now. I think he's matured to be a bull now at this stage. Might drop the old young. You know? after beating me and Donovan now, I think he's earned to lose that little young. I think he's matured now. So
He's earned the bragging.
We don't know. We'll have to have him. Oh, you sure he has? Actually, look at. He has. He's fished well in all fairness.
Fished very well. He hasn't it?
35 minutes left. Yeah.
36 minutes left, and the score is 7-13. Mark's favour.
7-13.
Speaking of the Bulls, we better say a big happy birthday to Old Bull today. The big man's.
Yeah, he's here. He's here with the watchful eye on the bank here now, looking looking down at the
Okay.
young lad, and yeah, he's 30. Was he 38 or 39 today? I think something like that.
Nice.
See here if he's moving up and still fishing again the banks. He starts to get a few fish starting to come into the net very soon, or
Yeah.
maybe under pressure.
Keep pushing on a little bit, there, man.
Do you feel any if you know you're behind, say 5 or 6 fish, Andrew, in your head, do you feel, does the pressure go there, or do you just keep going and then you look at it sort of the last 10 minutes, where you stand? Or
No, it never really affected me at all. I was a lot of fish behind against Sean at one stage. I know I pulled it back, but I didn't have enough fish left in that section of water to get it right back. But no, you just keep going through your rhythms. You know that there's certain places I knew I would be able to get the fish a wee bit quicker, and you can pull it back. The other person could slow up and you can get ahead. So it never really affected me at all with pressure. You're aware of it. You need your fish, but it never really got to me as such.
yeah. Well, see, Dave's often running again, and we saw this yesterday. He took off. He might be at the same position, but he took off yesterday, and then he scored like 3 or 4 fish straight away as soon as he got there. Maybe he's heading to that same spot.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Dave will have a plan in his head where he's fishing and sort of what time, how many fish he has. So it does pay to make a move. If you can make, if the Jackson River you're in's not fishing, you can make a quick move and you can be back into the fish.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net for Mark.
Fish in the net for Mark. Yep. Alan O'Leary. Josh, just want to ask, bud. I only started fly fishing last month. Robbie is teaching me. Is there any comps for beginners? Mate, if you're a beginner, you can still enter Fly Fish Live. Or I'm sure there's, depending on what area you're in, you might, if you comp fishing, Andrew, for beginners.
Fishing the net for Dave.
Fishing the net for Dave. A lot of comp guys that are starting out. What's your advice to someone that's starting out in any competition? Is it just don't be scared, just go in
Fish
there?
on for Mark.
Fish
in the net.
Fish in the net.
No,
Fish in the net for Mark.
Yep, got that one.
Thanks, Josh.
You have to go to competitions to learn. You learn. You'll learn fishing. You walk away and you keep improving. Plenty of practice, and it's all about learning, and then eventually it'll fall into place. And experience too. The more competitions, the more experience, the better it'll be for you. If you can take a section of river and you can pick a lot of fish out of that river within an hour, there's nothing stopping you as a beginner going on fishing the likes of this competition.
What's
And any beginners that want to come to the likes of Thomastown, welcome to watch it. It's a good format to watch.
Yeah, so Alan O'Leary, I'm not sure if you heard that one. We'll get feedback, but not sure if you heard that one, Alan O'Leary, but Thomastown also down there.
It's on in August this year. It's a great competition, like for beginners to come and watch, get to see what competitions are all about. They're more than welcome, and they can even take part by controlling and stuff. And really, I know a lot of controllers that have control that says it's invaluable. Fish on for Mark. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. We've got John Luca, happy birthday, Dave Donovan. Robbie, go on the ball. Mick Nosenainen, Hoover. G'day, mate. Thanks for the beers last night. Mika.
Are pacing fairly flat water there, Peter, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit flatter than where we started, Andrew. Still, there's a little bit of a weed breaking the surface of it, you know, which allows to identify those pockets in between the weeds. So he's testing every little pocket. I'm sure there is a trout in every pocket, but with the rivers going up and down so much over the last couple of
Fishing
weeks.
the net for Dave.
Dave was saying the river was rising at the start of the session. Is it the same time with you? Has the rise reached you yet?
No, I don't think it's right. Fish on for Mark, fish in the net. I think those 8 miles might be a little bit of an advantage to Mark, to be quite honest with you, Mark or Andrew. It mightn't have got down this far yet, you know.
Yes.
We've got really good clarity here, really good clarity, lovely conditions. So that might be just a little of one of those lucky things that just work in your favour. And you need all those little things to come together for you, you know.
That's it.
We've got Edwina Kelly saying that we've missed one fish for Dave. We will take note of that, mate, and we will review that one at the end of the match. Fish in the net for Dave. Thanks for that. Thanks, Robbie. We will
Mark, start pushing on up a little bit there.
We will look at that. Dave, at the moment we've got Dave on 10 fish, but he could be on 11.
I think you may have missed the second last one, Josh.
Yeah, we will come back to that one after the match. So at the moment the score is 10-17, but it's possibly 11-17.
Dave's still in with a
We did have slight audio problem there, so that's why we possibly could have missed that fish. So with 28 minutes left, score is 17 to Mark and 10, possibly 11.
28 minutes left,
Dave.
Mark. Fish on for Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Yep.
He has got a nice little lead at the minute, but still
18-10, Mark. To you, 18-10 to you. Possibly 18-11. You might have missed one of these fish. All right, you're doing great. Settle down now. 27 minutes to go. Push through this bit of a flat now and get up into those riffles.
Having a team behind you, Andrew, a bit like we know that these guys have got a great little team with them, both Dave and Mark. Having teams there to like 2 or 3 guys to sort of edge it on, does that give you that extra step to go better, or?
Oh, it does anyway. Peter seems to be keeping Mark right there. You know, you can sometimes get gross maybe with a wee bit of water, and it just need that wee stunt just to get you going again. And same for practice too. Yeah, if you have you're fishing with a team, you know, you all work together and you have your patterns, you pick your fish. So it does benefit you. But, see, Dave sort of stayed about this. I don't know where he was tangled or was resetting up.
Yeah, are you there, Tony?
I'm here, yep.
Did Dave change flies at all, or?
You just have to change it over to a different rod.
Yeah.
Is your
Fish on for Dave.
fish on for Dave?
Big fish.
Big fish. Tony, just need to ask, is your camera rubbing on anything? Because there's a lot of noise coming.
No, it's not. There's a
Okay.
bit of wind here as well.
Okay. We still got him on.
Still got him on. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net for Dave.
Good throw.
What size of fish is it, Tony?
Oh, he's about 3/4 pounder, yeah.
Oh, he's a good fish.
Forget about the inside, Mark. Go to the outside.
Just with your fish calls, Tony, if you can just when you say that you got a fish, just you might have to just speak a little bit louder just to try and get over the top of that noise.
Okay, no problem.
And Tony, Dave's just picking them fish just down the edge of that far bank.
Yeah, there's a bit of slack water inside the seam of faster water, so it's just fishing.
Right up there.
Forget about the inside, Mark. Concentrating on the outside stream.
So
And when he
there's
made
24.
When he made a change, Tony, did he go heavier or change of flies, or what did he do?
I think there might be heavier on him, sorry. I'm not sure.
Right, okay.
So 24 minutes left, guys. Score is 11-18, possibly 12-18. Mark's favour.
24 minutes left, Mark.
With that, Andrew, you know, as we've seen, that he hasn't. Well, it's been a while between drinks with the fish, and if you put heavy nets on, is you're aiming to like
Fish on for
bounce
Mark.
fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. You're aiming to bounce it along the bottom.
Yeah, it's just you're aiming for a different approach. You can be coming up in the slightly deeper or slightly faster water, so you make your change, take your name suit. I see he's coming up in. It's a bit of a run
Right,
there,
set now, Mark. Grind, you're doing great.
it's probably a bit hastier, so that's where you go the heavier now. It's about waist deep water there, so yeah, you would have to fish fairly heavy.
I think Mark is fishing 2-3 mil leads here, and yeah, it's a particular spot.
Great.
$19, $12. You're all right. You're all right. Take your time.
And is Mark aiming the fish right up in the riffles, is he?
Yeah, he'll go right up into that there now. He's going to push on through this spot. It's just a little bit of a spot in behind that tree there, Andrew. That just could hold another one. I spot one of the fish rising behind those branches there, and he's just going to see if he can. But as you can see, it is a bit deep, so he won't be spending long here before I start pushing him out of it. Just over by that tree there, in by that little bit of an overhang there. You know, that's a real good trout lie. Real spot you'd expect a couple of.
Dave's having to work a lot at the moment. He's pushing upstream.
He is. He's up in the shallow water.
Up back.
Start to pick a few here.
Push on, Mark.
How long would you give it, Andrew, before you move up? Sort of, if you want to change spots, how far upstream would you go? Would you go 50 meters, 100 meters?
It depends on the section of water I'm fishing. Like I would sort of walk on a time. One of the spots was used in practice at the start of this competition. The section of pockety water, and then I was running had to run for 3 minutes to get to the second section. So, and the other spot then was just continuous water the whole way. So. But like you have to be prepared to move. It's good to have if you have 2 sections of water a wee bit of distance apart. One section fish, the other section might not. So.
That comes.
You have to travel. You have to travel.
And that, if we're talking about as a beginner in competitions, that comes down to like beat time management or something like that. Like,
yeah, that's correct. You know, whenever I was practicing through,
those trees, Mark. Aye.
I had a section of water I knew was going to take 30 to 35 minutes to fish. I was then spending 2 minutes traveling and having another then 30 or 25 minutes then to finish off my beat. So it's just been a war of time and being aware of what's happening from the end. It just boils down a wee bit of practice and knowledge of your river and how long it takes you to fish.
Yeah. And for a beginner, would you, if they know the section of water they're going to fish, would you tell them, would you go to your best spot first for that beat to try and get some fish in the bag first, or you save the best for last?
It depends where you're going to start. You know, if you're fishing up into somewhere, I started in my match against Sean. I started with flatter water and
just
worked my
over
way
20
up
minutes.
More pockety water.
1912.
I had been getting fish in that. It wasn't my first or second choice river, but I had been getting fish in that flat. So I was expecting to get fish. I didn't, and I was well behind by the time I started to come back at him. You know? So looking back on it, I would nearly all. For me now, I would want to start with a big, you know, start quick and take it from there. You know, if you're fighting to come back the whole time, it's harder. So if you can get in, get your fish quick, and then continue on.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's quite windy where Dave is. Just for those that are watching, we apologise. We can't really do too much to fix that at the minute. Mother Nature plays a big role in this game.
Doesn't it? If he's covered a lot of water.
So we've got just under 18 minutes left, and the score
18
is
minutes to go, Mark.
19-11 and possibly 12 fish
19,
today.
19-11, or possibly 19-12. There's a fish to be reviewed on Dave's behalf.
The last hurrah.
Robbie jumped on. Come on now, control the weather a bit better, lads. It would be nice to have a little switch there, wouldn't it? What's your
Sorry, go on,
Andrew? What's your ideal fishing weather? River fishing.
For me, cloudy and warm, very little wind.
Yeah.
That's ideally that's what I look for anyway. You never always get it, but that's for both dry fly fishing and nymphing. Either
rivers and lakes.
Yeah, both rivers and lakes. I don't generally fish a whole lot of lakes now. I would have done when I was younger. I'm almost solely just fish rivers now. So, but that conditions for me, that's what I want. So. I know guys prefer the sun and certain things, but I don't see the benefit of it, even with big colour and different things for me. I like it. Come
on, Mark, push up.
There's been a bit between fish here. It's sort of slowed down just a little bit. Score 19-11, possibly 19-12.
Fish in the net for Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave. 16 minutes left.
Yep. Dave needs a big push.
Fish
now
on
to
for
come back at
Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net for Mark. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net for Mark.
Come on, Mark.
Mark's coming up in the pockety water here, so we can start picking
Yeah,
fish.
but that's very shallow there, Andrew. It's very shallow. It's very choke of weed. So we're going to push through this pretty quick. And that was a nice little fish to pick up actually, because we were starting to push up, so that was a bonus. That was a really good fish to catch. We'll push up through this now. We've got one more bit of a hole ahead where it kind of clears up a bit, and hopefully you can see through in that. Keep moving, Mark. Cast the move.
Fish on for Dave.
Fish on for
Fish
Dave.
in the net for Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave.
Keep moving. Push on up track. Get up to that
The
next
score
tree.
now is 2013 and possibly 2014 with a fish to be reviewed.
Getting up into
Fish
a
on
hard
for
spot
Dave.
now, man.
Fish on
Fish in the
for
net for
Dave.
Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave.
Dave, he's started to find
Come on
us
now,
here,
Dave.
so
This
Getting
is
a
what
few
we've
now.
seen so many times.
it's going to make the last 15 minutes very interesting.
Yeah, so just under 15 minutes to go, guys.
Fish on for Mark. Fish in the net, Mark.
Fish in the net, Mark.
Go on, lad.
Just takes that one pocket, doesn't it? One pocket of water that has fish in it. And
That's it. With one, all you're looking is one pocket and plenty in it. Hopefully you can get it out. But that's it. One pocket of water can change it. And Dave has moved, and now he's picked a few fish there quick, so he might be able to pick a few more up through this post.
$14 minutes to go. 14:21.
14 minutes,
possibly 15:21. Now, if it does end up in a draw, it's a person who netted the fish first in the game will win. And if I do recall, Mark got one in the first few seconds, didn't he?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I think it was around 15 seconds it took. That's got to be a big boost of confidence if you go in first, second cast, bang, pull one out.
Yeah, straight in, first drifter to it, and you have a fish in the net. It sets you up. It was quick. It was a quick start for the guys that fished in the first few minutes, and then it's panned out a wee bit. But there's still very, very good scores. 21-14. There's still a lot of fish. 35 fish so far. So.
What do you think Dave will do here? Do you think he'll just keep pushing up hard, or do you think he's going to really cover the water?
Well, I'm sure he knows the river, so he'll know where he's going. He's pushing up through. He's just covering water, and you can hopefully if he picks a fish. Generally,
trees, Mark.
If you find a fish, there's generally always one or two sitting with it as well. So that's you see it all the time in this competition. You see a fish, next thing then fish. There's generally 2 or 3 coming at a time, and then there can be a wee lull. Just you find another wee pocket of them.
Yeah.
All right, settle down, kids. Settle down. There's no panic.
So the winner of this one will go through to the grand final, and will play off for first and second, and the losing competitor will still have a chance to get to the world final. He would come up against the losing competitor of the next match between Sean Marr and Tom O'Connor. That one's going to be an absolute ripper as well, I think.
Oh, absolutely. It will be. Tom has been very consistent. Sean has been as well. You're sitting consistently in around 30 fish, 35 fish. It's a good average score for this competition. That's where you want to be. If you can touch 30 to 40 fish in that region, that's what you want, which is a lot of fish in an hour. That's an hour of fishing. The time's against you the whole way.
Fish on from the back. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Yep. It's amazing watching you guys as anglers, how fast as soon as you hook them, how fast you get them into that net.
On lads, you're doing great. Come on.
Yeah, literally, you can have them in the net within a few seconds. You know, you hit the fish and just flick them up. The net I use is a rubber net, rubber mesh, so it's good for the fish, and the hooks, whenever the fly comes out of the fish in the net, the hooks don't tangle. So there's certain wee things you have to do to have
time, Josh.
that rope.
The time left is 10 minutes and 20 seconds, and the score is
10 minutes
22 to Mark, and 14 to Dave, possibly 15 to Dave.
22 to 14.
And you're generally fishing close all the time as well, so you know you hit a fish straight up into the net.
Yeah. We've got a KJW. What's the benefit?
Unless you get a bigger fish, you have.
Yeah, we've got on Twitch there, KJW. What's the benefit to winning the next match? You will be playing for first or second for sector 2, and you'll cement your spot into the world final. The top 3 from sector 2 go through. So if you win the next match, then you're definitely off to the world final May next year. Dave's on the move again. We have 9 minutes left.
He's coming in now. He needs to sort of get into the river now. He needs to get fishing, or he starts to need to get them quick. He's sort of starting to get away from him here.
It's a nice little lead to have with last 9 minutes to go. Dave's possibly on 15 fish. He's just crossed over there.
He could still come back a bit, but the time's getting away from him now. So. It looks a nice wee bit of water he's coming into. He's in the far bank, fishing back towards the cameraman, towards the near banks. Mark, he's back in flatter water again, Peter.
Yeah, he's back up to another pool here now, Andrew. It's a little bit slow, a little bit of depth in it again. Again, with that bit of depth, you don't have as much weed.
Fish on for Dave.
But,
Fish in the net for Dave.
Fish in the net for Dave. So it's 22-15. It's possibly 22-16. Alan O'Leary, I'm itching to get out for a cast, but
get in tight to the bank here, Mark.
The lee is flooded big time.
There's fish moving in that broken water in front. Just get tight to the bank right in front of you.
Pressure's coming now. We've got 7.5 minutes to go.
Over by those dead trees, Mark. Those dead trees, there's fish rising away over there. Just take your time, work your way across them now.
Scoreboard says 15-22, but it's possibly 16-22. He's still not out of it.
No, definitely not.
Time is his biggest.
Come on, you're all right, Mark. Settle down. Get that contact.
He just needs to find it.
You go.
Oh no, he just needs to find a pocket of fish, and then he can get away again. That's all he needs.
There might be a pool with 10 fish in it, and you can whip 5 or 6 of them out.
Yeah, that's it. He could whip 5 or 6 out in a few minutes. That's the way it is. So.
Fish on for Mark. Fish in the net. Come on.
Fish in the net.
Couple more now, Mark. Come on.
Fish on for Dave.
Fish on for Dave.
Oh, you lost that one.
Lost it.
Looked very close to the net as well. So.
Yeah, that must play with your mind, knowing there's only 6 minutes left. Just over 6 minutes left, guys. 15-23, possibly 16-23.
Oh, we're starting to feel, Dave was starting to feel the pressure. He's,
Is there any tips for, you know, if you're starting to feel a little bit of pressure and stuff, do you just got to try and keep one fish at a time, or try and get
yeah,
one?
that's it. Yeah, just don't get yourself worked up. Just calm down and go through the rhythms, and hopefully, if you pick a fish, it'll start to settle you again. You know, as it is, like you're going to fish a bit of water, you know the bit of water, so you know there's fish where you're fishing. You generally know there's fish in that areas. You know it can change at any time. Just keep them through the rhythms, and hopefully you start to pick them again. If you start to panic,
What's left, Josh?
There's 5 minutes now. Exactly 5 minutes left.
5 minutes left, Mark. Just take your time crossing that stream there. Just 5 minutes. Pace yourself well now.
5 minutes now, Dave.
Couple more, Mark. Fish on, Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Take your time now.
Yeah, Mark's starting to pull ahead now. So
Very handy lead to have right now. You'd think Dave would have to find a little pot of fish within the next minute or so to try and get this back.
the next minute or so is important for Dave. He needs to get into them.
Last 4 minutes.
A nice bit of water Mark's got there. He's fishing over in again features. So
Yeah, this is a lovely spot here now, Andrew. I was being trout picking over by those dead trees there for the last 20 minutes as we're coming up. I was watching it, so it's a little bit of depth in it, but yeah, it's sort of a spot you want to be finishing on. You know, it's always good to see that bit of activity. You know, there's fish there. Then, like, you know,
that's it. You have
gives you a little bit of
the fish are on the feet. So.
yeah, absolutely. Little bit of a breeze picking up here now, which is making it a little bit more trickier with the lighter leaders, but
and Marcus stayed same two play, 3 mil beads the whole time, Peter.
pretty much. The only thing he did when we came up here, he switched. We left 11-foot reaver up here just because of the size of the pool he's in, just had a little bit of extra reach. So he's basically just switched over. He's been on the same beads the whole time. Yeah, same nymphs the whole time. Just switched to a longer rod. A little bit of extra reach.
Yeah.
So just under 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes 45.
3 minutes, Mark. Stay in there now and just fish that.
Be interesting to know if Dave actually, how many fish Dave's had on. Because it's hard to tell with these cameras. Sometimes you might have lost 10, or you might not have lost many at all.
Yeah. You get a lot of, sometimes the river's starting to rise, which is the fish will prick and pull at your fly, you know, they don't generally take it correctly, as I say. Like, you know, you'll be fishing up through, pop, 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 you get wee jabs of the fish and they don't come back out, you pick the odd ones. So it'll be interesting just to see.
Just under 2 minutes to go, guys.
2 minutes, Mark. Under 2 minutes. Take your time to stay there now. Stephen, pick off. We need 2 more. Fish on for Mark. Fish gone.
Fish on for Mark. Lost him.
Fish gone.
Yeah, it's sort of slowed up for Dave completely now. He's coming up this near bank here.
1 minute 7 seconds.
1 minute, Mark. Come on, one more. Don't stick it in the tree.
Only a minute now, Dave.
can Dave just snap one or two more? Tell you what, Dave's covered some ground this game, hasn't he?
Oh, he has. He's covered a lot of water. He definitely has.
30 seconds.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish on for Mark.
Fish in the net. Go on, driver.
Fish in the net.
Fish in the net, Mark.
Got him. 15.25, possibly 16.25, and 10 seconds.
10 seconds, Mark. One more. Come on.
3, 2, 1, and game over.
Yep.
Hello, Mark, boy.
Wow.
What a match. Well done,
Well,
kiddo.
15, possibly 16 fish to Dave. That one will be reviewed because we do need to see.
25, 16, I think.
We do need to see. how
Boy,
many
man.
fish are
Well done, lad.
registered. Awesome work to Mark Driver. We've got him here already on camera. Let's head over to see if we can mute Dave, and then we'll head over to Mark straight away and let's have a quick chat to Mark. Are you there, Mark?
Hello, Josh.
Congratulations, mate. You have just cemented yourself into the World
Cheers.
Final, and you will be playing
Cool.
for first and second.
Brilliant.
You're happy with the score? You're happy with 25
What was the
fish?
final score?
25-15.
25, yeah, that's not bad.
Possibly 16 fish to Dave. I
Yeah.
possibly missed one.
Okay, yeah. No, pretty happy with that. I got halfway up. I was going fast, getting a lot of fish at the start, first half of the beat, and then it kind of slowed up. But the water was getting a bit cloudier. Fish were kind of being a bit more picky, and they were kind of holding tighter. So, nipping at the nymphs a bit. Plus, just working between all this weed, it's just, you have to really kind of come in and out and try to take the glare off the water, so you can see the channels in between the weed to try, nymph into them, and then you're fighting. A bit of wind was picking up as well. So, but no, 25 is good in them conditions. Well done, Dave. 15 fish. I know the water's rising up above for you, so best hard luck, but good fishing and enjoy the match. So,
Well,
but yeah,
big congrats
enjoyed
again,
it.
and great job by your camera crew as well, and the little team you got there. It must have
Yeah,
helped push you
Peter
along
was
a bit.
Peter's in the river behind me the whole way, so it was handy. And Dave doing a bit of coaching on the bank. He was telling me if I was helped me to find a few patches along the way. So
I suppose there's going
The
to
old
be a few birthday drinks flying about tonight then.
yeah,
Great fun.
possibly. So we'll see.
And,
But no, it was quite enjoyable. Frustrating, but I met a lot of fish, but it is, I was allowing for fish not to be got because it is tough there in between the weeds. So they're either fish going to go into the weeds, or they're just going to snap in, take your nymph and snap back in, or snap back out to the weeds. So, but no, 25 is good. So,
Awesome. I
Yeah.
suppose you'll be watching the next match. We've got Sean Maher up against Tom O'Connor. Is there anyone?
yeah, I'll try to get home as quick as I can.
Points now.
Huh?
Is there anyone
Save
you?
points.
Is there anyone you'd rather come up against, Shawnee or Tom in the grand final?
No, I don't mind either. Tom was, he thought we were going against each other. It would have been a bit of crack, but no, look, I know both the guys really well, and best of luck to the best of them, or the both of them. I don't know who I'd pick. I know Sean's water. I know Tom's water is actually just above me, so he's fishing 200 meters above me there, so he has nice water. So it'll be interesting to see. Sean got a lot of fish yesterday. It just depends on that murky water whether it comes down here in time for Tom. That makes it difficult for both of them, so it'll be interesting to see. Tom might have a little bit of advantage at the start, so see how the two boys settle in. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, nice. Well, mate, congratulations again. We will cross over to Dave. Congratulations again, and good luck in the grand final. Dave, are you there, mate?
Hey, Josh, how are you?
How are you, mate? Commiserations, buddy, but you still do have that chance to get to the world final, mate. You'll be playing against the losing competitor of the next match to try and snabble that third position in the world final. So not out of it yet, mate. Are you happy with your efforts today? The fish just weren't there, or?
Yeah, look, I kind of said it. We were up here maybe 2 hours before this morning, and yesterday it was kind of a beery colour. Today it's more of a grey colour. It's like road wash from all the rain we have. When you have that, like, I would have got this first then because I'm a porter, but look, I had 41 yesterday. The fish are there, but they just didn't switch on. And look, well done to Mark. Best of luck in the final. The fish great. So look, that's it. They just weren't on, so I couldn't do anything about it.
You got any questions for him, Andrew?
No, it's a good performance by both anglers. I could see in the camera in Dave's water, like, it was coloured. It seemed to be a bit more coloured than Mark, so it was always going against him. You know?
So look, that's the look of the draw, you know what I mean? So
It is indeed. It is indeed.
yeah. So,
Dave, you'll be coming up against the losing competitor of the next match. I'm sure you'll be itching to see who that's going to be. And is there anyone out of those two? Would you like to be coming up against Shawnee again, or would you like to have a crack at Tom O'Connor?
I've no problem with anyone, Josh. No problem with anyone.
Awesome. All right, mate. Well, commiserations. Thanks to Tony, cameraman, as well. Good effort and great job. And we will be in touch, mate. You still have that second chance at the World Final. So you'll be playing against either Sean or Tom O'Connor, which is coming up next. So big thanks to Mark, Andrew, and Dave. And thanks again, Andrew, for coming on, giving up your time, mate, up there in Northern Ireland, and congratulations on your win yesterday in the club comp. And we hope to see you possibly in Sector 3 again.
Oh, you could do all right.
Awesome. All right, mate. Well, thanks again for that. Let's take a look at the table. So at the moment, we have Mark Driver has moved into grand final position, and he will be playing up against Tom O'Connor or Sean Marr, which is coming up next game, and it's on at 2:30 p.m. Irish Standard Time. So it's only it's 2 hours away. So make sure, go and grab yourself a couple of cold ones, grab some lunch, and then head back, and we will catch up with you for the next match. But thanks, guys, for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that follow button, and we will see you in 2 hours' time for the match against Sean Marr and Tom O'Connor. Thanks, guys. See you soon.